Morning headlines from the commuter line today begin with a familiar problem and an increasingly modern one. Aaron, a regular passenger on a 50-minute train ride, spent most mornings reading, answering email, or simply sitting in silence before work. But one Monday, the calm inside his carriage was broken when a passenger across the aisle started watching short videos without headphones, sending bursts of music, laughter, and advertisements through the car. No one complained. No one needed to. The whole carriage simply endured it. At the next station, the noise doubled. Another rider took a video call on speakerphone, and the train became a moving collision of private lives made public. Aaron switched carriages, only to find the next one packed so tightly that he had to stand. By evening, the frustration had turned into action. An online petition was circulating, urging the railway to create quiet cars where loud conversations, speakerphone calls, and device audio would be restricted. Aaron signed at once. His friend Lila was unconvinced. In her view, public transportation was not meant to feel like a library. Aaron answered that public did not mean unlimited. People already accepted rules against smoking, blocking doors, and shoving others aside. Why should one person's phone be allowed to occupy the entire carriage? The railway answered with a trial. Selected trains were marked as quiet cars, and signs asked passengers to silence devices, use headphones, and keep conversations brief. Many commuters welcomed the change. Some called it overdue. Others called it common courtesy finally given a timetable. Then the trouble began, and with it, the harder questions. A mother boarded with a toddler because it was the only carriage with free seats. The child cried. A nearby passenger snapped in complaint, and the mother fired back that a baby was not a phone. She was not going to apologize for a human being. Another rider, who used spoken navigation and screen reader technology because of low vision, worried the new rules would make accessibility sound like a nuisance. Staff had to clarify that the policy was meant to curb avoidable noise, not punish children, disability-related technology, emergencies, or ordinary brief conversation. Even with clarification, enforcement remained messy. How loud was too loud? Was a 10-minute conversation a violation? What about two people speaking softly? In the absence of clear boundaries, passengers began policing one another with more force than the staff ever did. One woman was publicly shamed for answering a medical call she could not delay. Critics said the quiet car experiment was breeding intolerance. Supporters replied that the real issue was not ordinary human sound, but the growing assumption that everyone else must listen to whatever comes out of someone else's phone. Then came the railway's next proposal, and it changed the entire argument. Instead of designating a quiet car, what if there were a communication car where calls and speaker audio were allowed? That would turn the question upside down. Should silence be the special exception, or should unnecessary noise be the exception? Aaron left the debate with a new understanding. Shared spaces are always negotiations, never perfect arrangements. No one gets exactly the world they want. But technology has changed what one person can impose on everyone nearby. A small device can fill an entire carriage. And so the final question remains on the record today. In a public space, how much quiet can anyone reasonably expect, and who gets to decide which sounds belong there?